Hey toy collectors, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today, I'm taking a look at the Xenomorph Swarm set. It's part of the Alien collection made by Lanard, Colonial Marines vs. Aliens. This line is exclusive to Walmart. Growing up in the 90s, I had many of the Kenner Aliens toys. That line was interesting because it was an R-rated movie turned into a toy line for kids. And I feel like this line is even more kid-friendly than that line is with the bright colors. The back of the package does help fill a kid in on the play pattern of Alien in case they haven't seen the movie. And the package features a little Alien 40th anniversary logo. Here we've got the set out of the package. Now, some of these things are actually toys and some of them are just pieces of the packaging. I saved this Alien because as a kid I would have totally hung on to this and used it as a prop to play, but this is a piece of cardboard. It does kind of make the sets in the store look like they're more populated. If one of the sets, the APC set, doesn't include an alien at all, but in the packaging there's one of these cardboard aliens. And, you know, at a quick glance I was like, oh, that set's cool. It has a vehicle and an alien and a marine. And then I was like, oh no, it's just a vehicle and a marine. So. And the reason I picked up this particular set, I don't care for the yellow alien as much as some of the other colors they came in, but this one had an egg with a face hugger. So I thought this was kind of cool that you had the face hugger, the egg, the alien, and a marine. We'll start by taking a look at the egg and the face hugger. I really like this because the Kenner line never came with any eggs, although we did get lots of face huggers in it. This face hugger is a hard plastic. It's made pretty rigidly. The Kenner ones were very rubbery, so you could easily snap them on characters. This does fit over the astronaut's face pretty well, but the tail doesn't really do anything. I guess I could wrap it around his arm if I wanted to, and then stick it on his face. The Kenner ones from back in the 90s were much more rubbery, but the tails were kind of sculpted out straight mostly. But this coiled tail works really well for it to sit inside the egg, which I think is pretty cool looking. The Xenomorph Alien has very little paint to it. Pretty much just its silver teeth are painted in. The sculpting is very nice on it, though. The head rotates. It actually has the second mouth sculpted inside the first mouth, although you can't actually, articulate that at all. It has shoulder joints. Nothing at the elbows. It does have swivels at the wrists. Has a pivot at the waist. Hip joints. Knee joints. Swivels at the ankles. And a rotation at the tail. It's pretty fun. I do like that you can pose these aliens pretty well. You can kind of bend them down into more of a crawling pose. They don't quite get into the same pose as the cardboard aliens, but it definitely is a pretty fun looking figure. And then we've got the Explorer / Space Marine. This guy is definitely the weak link of the set as far as, he got all the paint apps, but he's just not that great. He's clunky. It's kind of the same things I always say about the Lanard sculpting. They're just not, it's just not there. I'm a Hasbro fanboy. I love vintage G.I. Joe. And I've never thought the Lanard sculpting was as good. So this alien fighter has articulation at the shoulders, swivels and hinges at the elbows, nothing at the wrists, and I did actually get a manufacturer's error here. My guy has two of the same hand. So note his elbow pad here and elbow pad here. If I put the elbow pad on the outside, now he's reaching to the outside. I think that's a mistake. Although maybe that's the way he's supposed to be. I'm a little unsure about that. Maybe if he's supposed to ride a bike with handlebars? You tell me. Oh. Actually, I'm going to take it back. Based on the way his thumb is, I guess it is correct. It's just a really odd position for his hand. Because he can't really hold a gun in that hand normally. The other hand, he comes with this flamethrower, which is a typical alien's weapon. It had a little piece of cardboard rubber banded to it in the box for it to shoot flames. I would have totally saved that as a kid, at least for a little while, until it got totally beat up and then thrown it away. He has articulation at the hips like an old Kenner Star Wars figure. He has knee joints. There's pegs on his one leg. It does not look like the gun could peg onto him, though. A lot of times they do reuse these these characters and molding and things like that in the Lanard set, so it's possible those pegs go to something else. This leg does have a cable molded into it, attaching the two sides of his legs. And then he does have a removable helmet, which is kind of a neat feature. You can see his head inside the dome there, and then his helmet is clear plastic with some paint on it. It does snap on pretty tight. I think that's the nicest part of this character, is the domed helmet. To kind of give you a better idea of the scale and sizing of this figure, I have him standing alongside the Warrior Alien from Kenner and the even better known Scorpion Alien from the Kenner toy line. You can see he's similar, a little bit smaller, but not a lot smaller. Now that I have Lieutenant Ripley out, it does look like the Lanard Alien and Astronaut are in about the same size range as the slightly scaled up Kenner figures. We got 4-inch figures and then 5-inch figures, basically. I have kind of the same problem I always have with these figures, that they're just kind of cheap. The Alien figure feels like one of those little hard plastic dinosaurs you would have had back in the 80s. The egg is pretty nice. The Alien is well sculpted. Unfortunately, you know, they don't come in like blacks and grays and shades that I would like an Alien toy in. And the guy is pretty terrible. So I'm a little bit mixed. I did pick up one more figure from this line that I'm going to be reviewing. I'm hoping that one wins me over a little bit more. But there were some other ones that just really disappointed me. Mostly that APC. I was looking forward to that. I really wanted to get it, and it looked so cheap in the store that I skipped it. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.